Everyone, what happens when Rahu, the north node of the moon, is in the 7th house in your chart? He's 7 houses away from the ascending sign, sometimes even from the moon. But that's a special factor because then Ketu is with the moon. But certainly 7th house in the Navamsa, you will see some application also. If you have a Western chart though, make sure you always use sign for house system. New to my channel, don't forget to sub below and let's go. So what is the 7th house in your chart, everyone? It's the house opposite ascendant. It's everybody else in your life. It's every single person that you meet who is communicating with yourself. Especially, of course, it is your spouse, your shadow person who is actually witnessing your whole existence. Your girlfriend, boyfriend, partner, they are shown in the 7th house. And the 7th house is the marketplace of life. It's the business house and definitely shows business partners, associates as well. As they say, love and war, they are just two sides of the coin. You see, the 7th house is also the house of open warfare, where the enemies confront your body directly with their arrows, if you like. It's the house of conflict as well, very often forgotten. So it's a Maraka house. There is a dangerous energy here, as well as much supportive energy as well. And who is Rahu? Rahu is the north node of the moon, the point of the eclipse. He is a shadow planet, but he is a rope binding us to eternal rebirth in this material world. Rahu is the most materialistic factor in the whole horoscope. He represents a smoke and illusion, the Maya of this material creation. Rahu is all head, no body. He represents absolutely insatiable desire, but also the exact desire bringing each of us into this incarnation. Rahu represents all the illusion that is so strong in this age of Kali. He is tamas, darkness to the full. Therefore, he has full effect in this present age. He is behind industrial revolution, machinery, everything about computers, technology, digital technology, everything which we manipulate from this material energy. He is in control of it. Rahu, the north node, is fame, power, wealth, and every kind of material gain. But he is a tempter, however, to unethical action, selfishness, guile, manipulation, and falsehood. We have to be very cautious about the area where we have Rahu in our chart because he will conceal the truth. He is all darkness, tamas, and he can cause deception in the areas he rules in our chart. Rahu also rules animal form, non-human form, and he will most definitely punish quickly any unethical actions towards them. You should know this for sure. In fact, one of the quickest ways to mitigate many difficult Rahu karmas is to simply become vegetarian. This will definitely help to calm down Rahu, the north node effect in our chart. So you have Rahu, the north node, in the 7th house of your chart, everyone. Is this a good position for Rahu? Well, the first thing to know is it's a very strong house for him because actually it's his Digbala, did you know? His position of strength. It's a seminal incarnation for you too because Ketu 1st house, Rahu 7th house, it's a Kendra axis for this snake formation of Rahu Ketu. A big turning point in your evolutionary destiny in this lifetime. But what was your desire, everyone? It's not just relationships, no. Rahu's sign gives you the clue. The sign of Rahu tells you why you took birth, what you are looking for. Specifically, who do you want to be with? What sort of partner do you want? And definitely what karmas do you need to experience in your relationships? Check the sign of Rahu. Check Rahu karmas in all signs. I will put that link below and at the end for you as well. So strong Rahu is going to pull you towards compulsive situations, very strong obsessive tendencies in your attractions, relationships, spousal affairs. He can bring chaos, difficulty, changing situations frequently though. It's up and down all the time in relationships. Depends who is with Rahu though. Other planets change the whole scene, but generally, in any case, Rahu 7th house, relationships, spousal, even friendships, and definitely even business dealings are karmic. You are continuing them on from past life situation. Now, of course, this does not mean you're going to marry past life spouse necessarily, so much else to see in so many Vargas, but we can definitely say that there was some intimate connection here. Of course, everybody has that, but this Rahu shows a particular pull, a particular desire, some unfinished business past life, which will be completed by these intimate connections. Yes, some people, Rahu 7th house, do have many love affairs, relationships, changing situations, always happening. But not all the time, because you see, Ketu 1st house, for everybody with this position, makes you independent, strong, resourceful person, spiritual person, going your own way. But you are pulled by this binding rope, snake rope, Ketu, Rahu here, pulled into these compulsive relationship situations. One thing for sure, depending on the other grahas, of course, planets with this Rahu, relationships won't be average. It isn't going to be girl next door, boy next door, stuff like that. No, there can be alternate relationships, different sexualities, different living situations, long distance relationships as well, very common. See, Rahu goes outside of the borders. Spouse can be from different area of your country, have a completely different lifestyle, or actually simply be foreign spouse very often. But watch for underhand dealings here. Be open, transparent with relationship situations, business situations. Sometimes you can attract people who are not quite what they seem. You are compulsively attracted sometimes to people. Get to know people slowly, but don't get into underhand dealing, devious deception situations, relationship or business, or you could entwine yourself in some very, very trying circumstance. And Rahu's full aspect onto the 8th house. There can be crisis situations coming karmically, particularly connected to joint finance with your spouse. There can be inheritance, though, from a spouse. Sometimes there can be divorce situations, litigation situations, difficult things happening. Or you could have very successful financial dealing with your spouse at some point. Joint business even, something such as that. But again, clarity, openness, honesty are the most important things. Rahu's desire is on the 11th house as well, 75% aspect, strong aspect. He wants gain, as I say, monetary factors up and down, but you always find new avenue. Very often you can do more than one job at the same time. Rahu here can get very political, very involved in social causes, reform, all of these things definitely, because he aspects this 11th house. You can get yourselves into all sorts of groups, societies, but it's changing, a little bit chaotic, not generally steady. And your friendships are always changing, always a new friend, always a new network circle, but in a way you can flow with that successfully. Now, because Rahu aspects 11th and 3rd house, this shows that you can get monetary gain from media situations, dealing with media, dealing with social media, journalism, all of these things. You have a fantastic way to communicate. And both the 11th and the 3rd relate to siblings. Older siblings 11, younger siblings in the 3rd house. Siblings are karmic for you. There's some real karmas, but they're strange things because Rahu brings a little bit of chaos to the sibling relationship. Unexpected events happen. Things happen to them out of the blue, or you discover unknown things. Like you can actually find that you have unknown siblings coming into your life at some point. That sort of thing. Strange events happen. Karmic connections. But despite all the relationship drama, business drama, friendship drama, and sibling drama, when it comes down to it, Rahu's number one obsession is the ascendant, is you, where Ketu is. Ketu is the past. You're obsessed with the past. It's hard to actually get loose from situations which you've been used to. Sometimes Ketu here, you're obsessed with childhood situations. Sometimes you're obsessed with even past life. You feel this draw to actually find out who you are. You're obsessed with your spiritual journey, definitely. You benefit from time alone. You will always take it anyway. Sometimes you have to get away from these chaotic relationship situations and you find yourself alone sometimes, or you take yourself away just to get away from the stresses, and that's not a bad thing. Sometimes you are compulsively giving to other people, trying to settle difficult situations, manipulate. Rahu is a big manipulate. If I could just settle this relationship situation, my life would be okay. No, it's not the relationship situation you have to settle. It's your own inner spiritual journey. Don't neglect it. Don't forget to check out Rahu Karmas in all the signs to supplement the video. If you're new to my channel, sub below. Great to have you on board. Goodbye for now, and God bless you all.